We say what they can't radio.
Welcome to the Mommy Crew Talks podcast, where we have real talks and deep conversations with real moms. We will be sharing real life experiences and situations. None of us are perfect mommies, but we support each other. For the mommies that would love to connect with other mommies, please follow our private group on Facebook called The Mommy Crew. Hey guys, we're back. It's Mommy Crew Talks, episode 4. And this topic today is summertime, y'all. We talking about love and relationships. And we have Mr. Like Father Like Son with us. Yeah, for his male point of view on this topic. And we have Jammy Jam with us today. And, you know, we're all parents. We're moms. He's a dad.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about love and relationships. That's a good topic.
I love it. I love it.
So, first question, what's everybody's status? They want to know, wait,
I'm
y'all
single.
y'all married, y'all together
Single
with
like a dollar bill.
Are you dating?
No, I'm not dating. I'm ready to date. I'm ready.
We know because it's all over your social media.
I'm ready.
Share me.
Ready to mingle.
I'm single. I'm dating. I'm dating.
You dating more than one person?
I am. That's what dating is, no?
All right. No, somebody could be
No.
dating, right?
Okay.
You could be dating one person. No?
Yeah. I'm not dating anybody, so yeah.
He and
I'm
his
talking.
feelings. He and his feelings.
Yeah, I'm in my feelings
I
today.
am married. That's all I have to say.
How long have you been married?
Been married for 10 years.
Ooh,
Ooh.
a long time. A long
Super
time.
long time.
So, you know, just to give a little background on that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been married for 10 years, but within the 10 years, we did take a break for about, that's a long time, 3 of those years. We had a break for 3 of those years, and yeah, now we're trying again.
So within that break that y'all took for that 3 years, did y'all got stronger or the relationship is still where it used to be? I'm gonna ask the question.
Right.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, I hope he's not listening. No, I'm playing. It's not the same because we were younger then. Now it's I want to say it's stronger. We still kind of struggling through it. You see, in my head when I got married, I'm honestly say half of it could be my fault because I had this like weird setup in my head that everything was gonna be perfect. I was gonna get this white picket fence. We was gonna have some children running around, and we was just gonna be like the perfect family. That obviously did not happen, and he was just gonna be my knight in shining armor. He was gonna get everything I said. No, so it didn't happen that way. And then back then, I wanted different things, or I expected what it to look like. So I wanted to look like what everybody else's looked like, and that was a big mistake on my part. So now I'm trying to change the dynamics of it, but sometimes I feel like maybe it's kind of like stale already, and I don't know. We getting too deep. I don't know, but
No, I mean, because
I'm trying to take because I'm older now and I want different things.
Right.
And my focus at 20 and 25 is definitely not the same now.
Right. I mean, it shouldn't be.
Right.
I don't think it should be. And nobody.
When you say your focus and your drive, it's what do you mean by that?
Right now, I'm about building. I'm an entrepreneur, and everything I see, like I'm like, yo, we could do a business. We can do a business. He may not be on the same page, but that's where my head is now, and getting different things. I don't want to live in Brooklyn forever. That's one of my things. I kind of want to, come out of Brooklyn, get my white picket fence that I always wanted, and that's kind of where my focus is now. As to back then. We used to party together a lot. So we were party promoters, and that's what we were doing. And I think that's what connected us more. So now that's out the thing. Like now we're really trying to get to know each other. That makes sense, right? So, you know, that's the story on me.
We waiting to find out what's the story of you, man.
Me? Oh.
Yeah. This
okay,
could be,
so,
wait.
well-
Let me get settled down over here, please. Go ahead.
Y'all too much. Well, I was married. Technically, I'm still legally married, but he lives in Georgia with his new family and their children, and I live here. So we were married for like maybe
you're
11
still
years.
married.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like
Together, man.
right, yeah,
Okay.
like living in the same house, married. So probably about 11 years. I actually found out on social media that he had a baby outside. Somebody sent me a message and was like, is this your husband? Because he's at a baby christening that I'm at, and he's the father, just like that.
Oof.
So I found out on social media that he had another baby. So,
This
That
social
was
media
that.
thing is gonna kill relationships.
I mean, you could hide a baby but for so long, right?
You right?
True.
I did try to work through it, and then I didn't leave then. I did.
Oh,
No.
you stand by your man.
Yeah, I try to, ride or die.
by
Yeah, it would be
your-
ride or die thing. In my mind, like Crystal, in my mind, I had this thing about marriage. Like, I'm going to show everyone that this marriage is going to work regardless. So in my mind, that's how it was.
And
In my mind.
in reality,
Child,
that's-
stupid. So anyhow, that one baby led to end up being 3. Long story short, they end up having 3 kids, and the last one, when I finally found out, I found out about the last 2 at the same time.
Wow.
We were away on our anniversary trip, and she called my phone because she thought she was in labor, looking for him.
Oh wow.
Yes,
So she taught you was a friend.
in her mind, I guess.
I'm about to say, who does she think you were?
I don't know, but anyhow.
How'd she get your number?
I guess I don't know. Probably look through his phone. You know, women who look through
Late
phones
night.
and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
yeah. Women
But
look
you know, anyhow, we parted our ways. He did what he had to do. I did what I had to do. I took like maybe a year or 2 before I started like really dating again. And my first couple of times dating, I had really bad experiences, so I kind of took a break. But I have decided that back then I was like just dating one person, trying to be like, okay, is this the one? And then 3 months down the line I realized it's not the one. So now I don't do that anymore. I have a top 5 right now that I'm going with.
I have to hear this logic of this top 5. I've been hearing a lot of people been kicking the top 5 around social media. So what do you define? How do you?
Define top 5.
Yeah. Tell me about the top 5 situation.
What do you mean? Well, there's top 5 people that I'm dating.
So the
So-
No, she
people.
has to tell you first her criteria.
Please,
She
yeah,
has
you
to
gotta
tell you
break
what
this
her
down to
criteria
me.
is
So I don't
when
go out
she's
there
dating.
looking stupid when somebody tell me, yo, I got like a top 5. Where do I fit in? Do I ask where do I fit in this top?
No, you do not ask where you fit in the top 5. I
Okay.
feel like as adults, you have the conversation that you guys are dating is not exclusive. And please, because I know there's going to be some people, just because you're dating people does that mean you having sex with these people. You don't have to, but if you do, that's on you.
Right.
But for me personally, that's not my thing. But I feel like we always settle down and we start dating people, and then when we realize that these are not the people we want to be with, we have to start the process all over again. I am going to be 38 soon. I do not want to start the process all over again. I already know that I don't want to be married again, so whoever I'm with has to realize that I don't want to be married again, and I do not want any more children. And I prefer men whose children are not younger than mine.
Okay,
She has a lot of stuff.
okay, you got.
And if they breathe wrong, she not dating them.
I think she might cut them. Okay,
I mean, not all the time. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
that's
the
true.
time.
And I'm growing, because a year ago I would just like, if anything went wrong or I didn't like what you did, I just block you. I wouldn't give you no.
So-
Do you let these
be-
people meet your children?
No.
Okay.
so the red flag. So when you see the red
Well,
flag,
as soon as I see the red flag, bye.
so do you tell them about the red flags?
No, because you know that the red flag is there. Who am I? you've been living with the red flag for 30 something years already. Because most of the people I date are in their 30s. You know the red flag already. So why am I telling you? Ooh. Bye.
So we are joined by the Hogans. Hogans, we talking about love and relationship, and the Hogans, April and Barry, they are married. And right. Yay. So, I really want them to come and speak because they're my kind of go-to couple. They've been married for
17 years.
That's so cute. And they said it
Wait,
together. They said it together.
I heard the harmony.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
They said it
But
together.
I have some friends that are like miserable in marriage, but they are very happy.
Yes. You
So
could
they're my
definitely
go-to,
tell it, yes.
right?
You could as soon as they walked in the room, I was like, ooh.
Right.
Yes.
And they
I
kind
feel
of
the
match.
energy.
Look, they kind of match
Yes.
and stuff. Like,
Yes. Halo came through.
He always
So-
trying to match me.
Right. So, basically, well, that's Jamilia's top 5. She's dating. She's single. She's separated.
Yes.
Right. And we have single dad
Okay.
who's just asking social media for a girlfriend.
Literally.
Yep.
Literally.
So, and then I explained my situation that I'm married, but we did separate for a bit and now we're trying to get it together, I guess. But it's hard. So how do y'all do it? Because 17 years, I'm on 10 going on 11. I'm going to choke him out. Because I just feel like every time I say yes, he want to say no. Everything is opposite. So I'm like, you just don't really want to agree with me, right? Even though you know I'm right. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to start?
You can lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
See, he let her lead. You see that?
So 17 years. We said like, wow, right?
We
It's
just-
amazing. It's
We just had a conversation about this.
yeah, and it's like it really doesn't feel like it's been 17 years. It really man, it breezed by. And for us, the way our relationship started was very non-traditional, and anybody that you would tell the story of how we
Yeah, they went.
met and married would be like, oh, this is not gonna last, right?
There was probably people at weddings saying like, "Yeah, this ain't
Yeah,
gonna
like,
last."
oh boy, this is not gonna last, right? Because
Now I'm curious.
Because because Crystal could tell you, right? We had just graduated college, and I think that was in May, and by the time maybe July came,
July.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah,
I met my
I met my
husband.
husband.
What?
And I was like, July, who? Because she didn't meet him, and then by the next year, she was a bridesmaid in my wedding, and it was like we knew when we knew, but that didn't mean that anything was easy because with any relationship, there's a lot of growth that needs to happen. There's a lot of learning each other that needs to happen. And with us getting married within a year, having a child within a year, moving to another state within a year, getting new jobs within a year, it was like insane. So, of course it was rocky, and anybody would be like, who wants to do this?
No.
Right?
No,
Right.
a
I
lot of
think
people would
we
just-
both
yeah.
had feelings at one point in time in the beginning, like, who wants to do this
Who
forever?
wants to do this? Yeah, it's a long, long journey. Long
It's
journey
a
at that
journey.
particular time because
Right.
We
It was
saying-
just a
yeah.
lot. And then when you put kids into the equation, as a mother, like, for the first thing you're gonna say is my kids come first always. Like my kids come first. But in saying that, I also realized that my kids deserve to see love. And
I like that.
That's dope. We gonna quote you on that.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that.
and in order for my kids deserve to see love, and they deserve to see a relationship that worked regardless of what you were going through. And what working means is that you work together. So we had to realize that if our paths were separate, that we weren't going to make it very far if we continued to have separate lives, separate paths. And, you know, in the beginning, I would say things to him like, I don't need you. Like, you need to understand, I don't need you. I want you now, but I don't need you. And like just words like that, like you don't realize like what that can do to the other person when you're saying it. Like, and but for me, it's like hard coming from like an independent woman who taught me to be independent, and then coming into a relationship where I'm like, look, you could be here, you could not be here, I'm still gonna be good, right? So
that's what I did.
right,
That's what I'm doing.
You know, and even with, you know, the women dating, that's especially now, like, yo, we got it together, y'all. We do what we gotta do. And what we don't realize is that all men want to be needed, feel like they are an intricate part of who you are going to be and a part of your life. They want to be a part of that. And a lot of the times, like when you have it all together, they're looking at you like, well, you don't need me. What you need me for? Right? Not saying that we should dumb ourselves down for anybody. I'm just saying this is what is seen.
Because as a
And-
man, you want your woman to allow you to lead.
Right.
Like take the lead in the family, in a relationship. And I think in the beginning, April was like independent, same thing. I don't need you type. So I was like, well, if she don't need me, then, you know. But it was a good thing that I saw my dad and my stepmom, their relationship. And I realized, okay, maybe she's saying that, but maybe I need to be stronger as a man and actually try to lead the household and not pay attention to what you say, but kind of show and take the lead.
Right. So, and I think that's where that's what men need to understand as well. As a strong woman, like I need to be who I am. I cannot be anybody different. And that was a struggle in our relationship too, because then there was a point in time where, you know, in order to make him happy, I started to, you know, lessen myself, like go in a little bit so that he could be who he is. And then I wasn't happy. So that balance wasn't working. So what worked is communication, because I just couldn't do it anymore. It's like, look, we need to talk about what we see for us, because that's another issue. I hate this hashtag relationship goals. I don't want to be anybody goals. I don't want to look at anybody else and make them my goals,
Right.
because I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what they're doing. Y'all don't know what I'm doing. Don't make me your goal, because
I'm sorry, but you are.
Well, maybe more to maybe you could like mentor, like a relationship mentor.
right, maybe something like that. But because
But,
it's
but
what
you
works.
gotta understand, you guys are doing something very rare, being in a relationship for that long period of time. I know it's a struggle and stuff like that. This day and age, if you get into an argument, you got literally blocked out of somebody's life.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, you know.
You know?
And you know, like now it's not a struggle.
No, it's not a
then
struggle.
it was a
Nah.
struggle, and
Yeah.
now it's not a struggle. Now this is like my best friend. He is my best friend. You my best friend too. Y'all didn't see how she gave me that look.
I expect him to
No.
be. So
But,
something that I noticed, and even when I took my little break, you know, I did start dating and stuff. I realized that was something that was missing, is that we kind of stopped being friends, and that like killed everything. So once I stopped telling him little things and I just kind of started doing my own thing, it was like, yeah, do I really like him? I don't know if I like him. And
There
then
you
it just
go.
got worse and
That's
worse.
what it is right there. It's
Right.
like you can love that person, but you might not really like
Like
them.
them.
Like I always tell people, I always say, you know what, I like my wife. I like to spend time with her. I like to do things. We love to watch TV together. We love Marvel movies. We love all this stuff, and we spend a lot of time together. So I really like spending time with her. I don't be like, oh, here we go. I guess I gotta
No,
go.
she wants
I guess we gotta go. I guess we gotta go. Shoot, I can't wait till I get to work, man. So I can get, when I go to work, I miss her. When we're not around, it feels weird without her. When she goes to hang out in Brooklyn, I'm like, I want my wife home. But it's just, I really enjoy her company. I love her and I like her equally.
I like you too.
Right.
But yeah, and that's the goal, and that's our goal always, because we had to say that to each other, because we realized the kids are not always going to be there with us. And I don't want to wake up one day, my kids are gone, and I'm looking at him like, all right, what I'm gonna do with you?
What's next now?
Right?
No.
I'm getting close to that because my daughter's going to go to college soon. I'm like, what we going to do?
Right.
We going to have to learn to like each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get caught up in that whirlwind with children, and we have 3. So it's sometimes you get lost in this thing. It's just the kids, and sometimes a lot of husband and wives kind of lose themselves as a couple.
Right.
It's kids,
so,
and everybody's and usually it's sad because everybody's thinking the same thing, right? The husband is thinking, all right, I have to work because she needs me to provide, or she needs something. And the wife is thinking, well, I have to do this, I have to cook because he needs to eat. And like, you're going on with these activities when he might be saying, I just need her to stop and sit with me for a while. Or she might be saying, I just need him to notice me and say that I look nice today. Or say, thank you for this dinner, it's amazing. But when you're going through these routines and you're just going, you don't take the time to think about those things, because everybody shows love in different ways.
Right.
But you have to understand how your partner needs to be appreciated, There's certain things I could care less about, but they're important to him, right? I could leave a sink with dishes in it. The kitchen is his place. So because I care about how he feels, I'll be sure to make sure that, the dishes are done and the kitchen is clean.
That's what y'all
No.
got kids for. No, I'm just
Now,
playing.
right now, but they don't, they don't do things
I know, right?
correctly. So,
Do it before you
I
fall
make them
down.
do
Right.
most of it, and then I'll go behind them and I'll, tidy up the things that I know he likes to be tidied a certain way. And I'm not about that. I'm not one of those cater to you type of people.
She's definitely telling the truth. Because
Especially
when
with
I
me,
see her do it,
love
I'm
language is
just
acts of service.
service. Oh, and when I
So,
see her do, I'll
right.
be like, "Girl, you growing up,
Right? And he knows that about me. So he knows that if I take the time to clean the kitchen, the bathroom might not be clean right then, but I did pay attention to the kitchen, and he'll appreciate the effort that I put into that. So it's like I'm not overwhelmed with
right? We're trying to get everything.
We're trying to do everything. And you just gotta pay attention and talk to each other and get to that point where you are best friends and you are constantly learning about each other and you are constantly like having each other's backs. Like, we might not be able to do everything at the same time. There might be a time where I have to take a seat to allow him to do what he has to do. Or he might have to take a seat and, pick up a lot more to allow me to do what I have to do, So you have to find this like balance that works for you. You have to constantly be learning and growing with each other. You got to constantly have goals with each other for things. Like, we talk about retirement. Like, we're mad young, but we still talk about retirement, about the things that we want to do, because it's a goal. Like, at one point in time, our house was a goal. It wasn't something that we had, but it was a goal that we strive to get together. So these things you have to constantly keep doing, constantly keep learning. We might learn how to play tennis. Who knows? We might not
That's
like
next
it,
thing.
but we might just to get things,
Keep
keep things
things interesting.
interesting,
So we heard from the happy married couple. We're going back to the single man. What are you looking for in a partner?
I'm looking for a best friend. And I feel like my relationship situation is I don't want to jump into a title. That's what's the game about this day and age. It's like you start talking to somebody, what am I? My friend? We just start talking. I want it to be natural.
Andy fall in love real quick.
Yes, I do fall in love real
I was
quick.
about to say,
I'm
I think
Cappy
you
right
definitely
now.
said that you don't try to be
No,
like me.
no, be honest with you.
Don't try to
I
be
just
like
start
the
talking
G.
to somebody, and 1-2 days, I'm in love already. I want to take you out. I want to buy you everything. No, I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah, but
and
see,
that be
that's
getting me
right.
hurt.
That's your downfall.
That is.
That's
because I
exactly
have a
why you
big
need a top
heart.
5.
Because that's why he need a top 5. But that's why when they now disappoint him, he's mad at the world.
Damn right.
And
I hate all Aries right
he's
now.
like,
Hey.
I'm sorry, but yeah, Hate was in my top 5.
But he doesn't
We're
go
both
in.
Aries.
He doesn't go in. He doesn't go in 25 and 25. He go in on all 100, and you be like,
Damn right.
you just met her. What is wrong with you?
Shit, let's go. Where you
And then
wanna go,
within
Karen?
2 months, she's
I like,
she's
don't
gone.
even ask me about that person. Yeah.
You gotta have discernment.
Yeah,
Not,
yeah.
You gotta have discernment. Not everybody deserves 100% you, and you have
Right.
to learn who to give 100% and who not to.
True. That's why I got you guys at the table here, so y'all can explain the situation.
And if you had
I'm
options,
going
you
about
wouldn't
it.
have to worry about it.
Oh, you
I don't,
got
that's
options?
one thing,
Definitely
right? I don't
top
like to
5.
play with people's feelings.
You
like
don't.
that,
No,
because
you
that
tell
is-
but you tell them
It's
because
okay to
I'm
be
very,
honest.
very open. I'm very open into the point that I am dating. We are both single. I don't need to know who you're dating. I don't need to know. You don't need to know who I'm dating. They ask, and if you ask and get your feelings hurt, that's not my fault. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I never lied to anybody. Can we go out Saturday? No, because I'm going out with someone else. Is the other person a guy? Yes, it is.
Damn, son.
Shit. I'd rather the truth, though.
Because what happens is,
I'd rather the truth.
yes, but then
damn,
what happens
son.
is now, right? I put my whole 100% in this person. Then 3 months down the line, I realize
This motherfucking
this
shit.
is not really what I'm really seeing, what I'm looking for. I was already in the marriage thing, so I'm kind of I'm dating backwards in a sense.
Okay.
Because I know for 100% sure, do not ask me to marry you. Any of my top 5. I always tell them that we're not getting married ever.
She's
Don't
smart.
tell your parents that. Nothing.
So marriage is not an option for you
At all.
anymore?
I would never do it again.
Why? Why is that?
So wait,
No.
I'm trying to get married someday in the future. I don't
No,
wanna
I mean
get
you
married.
never did it, so I get it. And whoever's doing it and doing it great, I applaud y'all. But
Well,
I
for this
was
couple over
yeah.
here
See,
who
like
are doing
if
it great,
if
right?
they were my mentors, maybe
And then I have
no
this
one's
person over
goals.
here also who's married, you know?
you know.
You
Matter of
take
fact,
no
all
page
three
out
of
my
you guys
book.
are married, right? Was married, is married, and working on situations right there. But what was the easiest part and the hardest part to maintain in a relationship? Like when you get into an argument, do you walk away and say, this shit, or do you say, babes,
Tell you,
yeah, please, how do you
this
ju-
one don't let me walk. This don't-
You
this
know,
one don't let me walk
for
away
17
at
years,
all.
you guys been doing it.
Nah, I remember I used to like leave the house or go outside, drive the car, and like 5 minutes later she'd call me, where you at?
Come back here. Come Heather.
No, we need to.
No.
No, we always had this thing like we don't go to bed angry, and and then the times when we did go to bed angry and we woke up, it just we didn't
feel right.
it didn't feel right. Like then I'm going to say I have to go to work the next day, and now I'm leaving at 5:30 in the morning to go to work, and then we never settled the argument. So then the whole day at work, I'm like, man, I just.
He
I
might get a
did.
call. I don't
That
care.
meant-
You could be
yeah.
on the fire truck.
Yeah, she'll call me.
I'ma call
right
you.
then.
We gonna
need
talk about
to But it's now. I mean, I tell you, the most we argue about now is probably the kids. Sometimes most of the, but not even that. We don't argue that
I
much.
don't think we
No, they
argue.
gang up on their kids.
We do.
They
Yeah, we
gang
double
up
team
on
them.
their
We do.
children.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, you shouldn't have did it. Watch out.
All our main arguments in the beginning, it was like me not learning.
All the arguments in the beginning was ego.
Ego, yeah.
Both
It was on ego.
sides.
We were both fighting.
An argument is about
It's a power
ego.
struggle. It's a power struggle.
Because the key word is argument, right? If you argue with somebody, you want to win. Somebody has to win. There's no winning if we're not good.
And how did you guys came to the common ground to put your egos aside? And what age of the relationship? Like 2 years, 3 years, realizing like, damn, son, it's the ego that's killing us. How long did y'all take to put that aside?
It took a while.
It took a while.
It took a while.
We might have hit after, they say there's this thing called the 7-year itch, where at 7 years in a relationship, they say that's when you start to experience issues. The truth is, as humans, we all go through a change within 7 to 10 years. Every 7 to 10 years, we go through a change. So imagine that you're with somebody and you're going through this change, right? This person is like, I don't know you. Like, who is this? What are you doing? This is not the person that I met. So obviously there's going to be some issues. So how we get through that is open, honest communication. If something is changing, if I'm feeling a different way, then I'm going to say it. And since we removed ego, because what happens is, if I say to you, I'm not feeling appreciated, you can hear it many other ways. You can hear it as, oh, so you don't think what I do is important to you and is not, or you can hear what I'm saying. Okay, there's a reason why she's not feeling appreciated. And you can ask a question. Well, what's the reason why you're not feeling appreciated? And you can actually try to listen. He can say, I'm feeling like we don't have sex enough, right? And I could be like, so you think that's all I want to do is lay on my back all the time? And, or I can listen and say, okay, so you're saying it's not enough. So what would be enough to you, right? Let's discuss this, right?
Open
It's nothing that he
I'm about to
can't.
follow you guys on social media.
We don't.
Yep.
They don't
They don't talk about our stuff.
Follow
They don't talk about their stuff on social
I
media.
think they could be mentors. They don't want to be ghosts.
So-
I think
Okay.
for you need to just slow it down
Yeah.
and have options. It's okay.
Have
It's
options is correct. Have options
Okay.
and have
I'm
discernment.
gonna start going on dates. Maybe that's the problem. I'm going.
It wasn't. I remember before I met April, I was dating a bunch of. I was in a lot of committed relationships before me and April met, but it was like a 2-year span where I was just dating, going out with different people, kind of testing the waters, see what I like, what I don't like. Had some horror stories, which I won't get into to that.
You're in a better place in life right now.
Yeah, but it was just getting to that point where I would say I put my whole heart into love and relationships as well. So we're kind of the same in that aspect. I would go 100% too, and then when I got my heart broke, I was done. Then 6 months later, I meet the next girl. I'm like, oh man, yeah, I like this one. I'm gonna go
That's
full-fledged
her.
right into it again.
Shit, that's
But
why I
then-
don't post
yeah.
nobody on my social media.
Judy
Yeah.
lying.
And then, so my question to you is, do you think you really know what you want? Because sometimes
I
you get
exactly
things
know what I
and then
want.
you kind of like,
I'm at this point
I
exactly
don't
know
want that.
what I
What
want.
exactly is because he's openly looking to date because I've seen the application. on
Yes, the
social
It was
application.
an
was-
application.
I
Yes,
put the
it's an
application
application.
up. I just
So what exactly are you? So if your perfect woman was to walk through this door right now, what would she be?
She would be me. No, I'm just playing.
That's where people get killed.
That's why people get killed. I'm just
She's
playing.
taking people.
No.
Okay, my perfect ideal woman. Caring person, happy
Everybody's
person.
caring. I hate
No,
when people
no,
say
can-
stuff
can-
like that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I talk
Go
about
ahead.
my person.
All right.
Damn. I want a caring person, a person that could make me smile, a person that I could be around, like want to be around, like genuinely want to be around. A person that if I'm having a bad day or she's having a bad day, we could call on one another. A best friend. I could tell my secret and I don't feel like I'm judged.
or you get mad at me 2 days later and you throw the shit back in my face.
Well, I think you have to be patient with some things like that. Let me tell you, it's like, there's an issue in the African American community where we don't really take mental health. Like, we need to go to places and, talk to people and deal with traumas. Like, we got
agree.
a lot of traumas that we go through.
True.
So, like, you got to deal with some people's traumas sometimes. But if somebody's not really trying to fix those traumas,
Right.
like what you just said sounds like a trauma to me. Like, that they're throwing stuff back in your face. It sounds like they have a trauma. And sometimes, like, everybody's not going to be a perfect box. So, again, discernment. You got to see who you want to spend the time with while they heal. Because a lot of us are not healed
True.
when we get into relationships.
True.
And because we're not healed, like, unhealed people hurt people.
Yeah, hurt people.
Yep.
Right?
So if the woman had like 4 or 5 kids
Oh.
and she wanted to date you, would you date?
Oh,
Would you
Would I
date?
see that as a problem? No.
It's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not.
it shouldn't be because
You know
we
something? When I
older
was
now.
young, I used to be like,
We're older now.
now it's like, sometimes that's the right package at that point in time. She
Okay,
went
so
through
I'm
that.
not ever dating a man that got 5 kids. It's not happening. Because I just
Because
feel,
you have standards at
I'm
this
a
point in
mother.
time.
What
Right,
if
you
they
and I
all
feel
by
like
the
I
same
gotta-
person?
I
And
don't care.
then,
I feel like I gotta like help you.
I know that's like
they gotta
about
come
6
over
pairs of
and, like,
sneakers
do
that we have to buy. I understand that.
I would always say never say never.
True.
You never know what your
Right.
package is gonna come in. So
I don't want my
would say
package to
never
have
say-
5 children.
You can
No.
listen.
If you have
If
5
we-
kids, you was married, had 5
What if
kids.
he was
and it worked
5 kids?
out.
What if he was rich? Like,
I don't
and he
care if
had
he was
5
rich. Money
kids.
don't mean
He
anything
was
to me.
wonderful. I'm just saying, he everything.
Can't have 5
So he's
children
not
because
trying to
then
get
that
your
mom
money.
is going to be always involved. Come on, back me up because she be like that too. The mom is always going to be involved. I don't want to deal with that other person. No, that's
What
too
if
much.
she nice?
But sometimes
Y'all
they-
could, y'all could be sister wives.
No.
No, thank
No,
you.
thank
I would
you.
no, thank you. I mean, because I have 4 children myself, but they're older. So for me, I really try. But for whatever reason, I'm attracting people that have like small kids. That's like 3. That's like that's new to me. And I met somebody recently who I am not calling back because if he's listening, not calling you back. Sorry, because our first like little date, he's just like, yeah, because I get it. I get where he was going with it. Because he was like, you just seem like a nice person that I could bring around my daughter so she could have like a mom figure.
Oh.
Whoa.
Well, you're doing too much.
What
sir.
date was this?
First time.
Nah, he
Whoa. I get it in his heart, like what he was trying to say, but
Damn, son,
I
your
didn't
deal
sign. I
breakers
didn't
is
sign up for
crazy.
that. But I didn't. She's 3. She's 3. I mean, I get it. The mom has some issues, and he has full custody.
Why did you know that on the first date?
So I
But
I
at
knew
least
everything.
he letting you know what the package
I-
entails. He's
I
a single
underst-
father.
I understand that. I wasn't
Sometimes you
judging
be
him
there.
for being a single father, but I'm
Damn,
not
son.
meeting your daughter tomorrow.
Yeah, that was.
And I wouldn't feel comfortable meeting your daughter tomorrow because as many people as I may date, 1 date, 2 dates here, or however, they don't meet my kids. And as big as they are, where they will understand, my oldest son is 21,
All right, first
and
of
my
all,
youngest is,
Now, if
15.
I date you and
You
you
know-
tell
got
me
big
kid
kids,
is sweaty
yeah.
water, I'll come in the house looking. Them kids look like football players, B.
They are.
Yeah,
well,
they-
basketball players, thank you. But my thing is, that really just scared me off. Because first of all, I'm not. He's already talking like wedding bells and trying to
Oh,
find
but-
a mom for his daughter. That's not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
What did
I
you sign up for some chicken wings and some French fries? Huh?
I just
That
$5 spot. That's it. Shout out to Trey Joe Lake Cafe.
day? Yeah, we pulling up there later, people.
No, I cannot.
See you guys
But,
there.
yeah, see, why can't you? I'm allowed to say what I no.
No,
I'm
no.
not.
I
I'm not-
feel like
let me tell you
everybody should
something.
have these standards.
At
And
40,
they shouldn't-
I am not taking less than
definitely.
what I want. That's a mistake that I've been making. That's a mistake. I just like, you know what? Maybe I could deal with that. Maybe I could. No, and I can't. I don't have the tolerance
That's
for
what
it.
I did for
So
my
there's
whole
certain
marriage.
things, like even now in my marriage, like I'm not dealing with that no more. No, I'm not doing that anymore. And if you don't like it, then we could just go further and split. So I'm not doing it no more.
See, that's
I'm not.
communication. That's
Yeah.
what communication is. I'm gonna let you know from the beginning what I'm not gonna do. We're not gonna have I did that a few times. No, I'm gonna let you know from the beginning. That was hard for you, right? that
Yeah.
I like from the beginning. I was like, look,
I ain't
Not
cooking.
I'm not
Nope.
doing that.
I'm not
No,
cooking.
well,
That's a no for me.
That didn't happen. What happened was
Don't start that.
he disrespected me
Nah.
when I cooked. He like tore it apart. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Yeah.
salty. This is what's
Critique.
this? So I was
break it
like,
down
guess
hard.
what?
So that and then you never did that again. You
I'm
learned
not
from your
cooking.
She
mistake.
never cooked again.
I never cooked again.
Oh, so you have to be.
So I cook.
Wait, hold up. Let me just take a little note
like,
sometime.
I do the cooking. No, I love cooking.
He loves
I
cooking.
love
But
cooking,
no, so that was good. You know, I tried to be like what they said a wife should be because, you know, everybody told me what I should do and what I had to do and what it should be. And it just didn't work out for me.
Right.
We had to throw
Traditional-
tradition out the window.
Tradition didn't work out for me. And just because we just weren't those people.
No.
And I've been told, like, you know, I don't like there's not many people like him. I hit the jackpot when it comes to him. Not many men like him. True story. But there's not many women like me either. So
Not at all. Not at all.
Anybody that can
kid.
say, well, April Hogan is a good, no, I'm playing. No, she's
No.
very independent, and you know, and he accepts that, and he goes with the rolls with the punches.
That's what I like stuff. That's okay. Anybody who's out there looking and they think they may want to date me, you gotta let me be me. Like
Yeah.
that's just me. Like I cannot
That is-
water down myself.
No.
And I felt like I watered down myself in my marriage to stay on his level.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started like going back to college and stuff, he was just like, you think you better
Better
than
than
me
me.
because
Oh.
you in college? You think that you better than me now because you went and got an education?
That was it. That was
And
his
I'm just like,
insecurities
wow.
coming through.
Right.
No,
So
he was
that's why,
insecure
you know,
about it,
like
so
so
that's
certain
what-
stuff
yeah.
like that.
He was threatened.
Right. So I just try to
Right.
don't be in those type of situations. And I'm just like, we should not be in our 30s worrying about if I went to college or not. If you didn't go, then that's fine. But don't be upset because I went.
Yep. And
Know
you
what I
know
mean?
what's the most difficult thing, especially for you guys that's out there dating now, is this.
It's the
this-
ghetto.
It is the ghetto.
Ghetto.
I see it because this social media.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I don't know how the new age people do the dating because it's
And they don't even really promote
yeah.
marriage per se like
no,
that anymore.
it's just
like,
hooking up. It's either hooking up or
right, or you
just-
could
that's
get
it.
married for 2 seconds and then like, all right, we divorced now.
There's a lot of things
Yeah.
out there. Like, have you guys heard of polyamorous relationships?
Oh, yes.
Like,
That's like the
there's,
new
like-
big thing now. If you look at on social
So you
media.
It's on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
People looking for another husband, people looking for another wife. I'm like, wait.
And
Well,
everybody's okay with it.
But that's
That's
more of a
polygamy.
polygamy.
They
Okay.
actually want to
Yeah.
marry.
Married.
Yes.
Polyamorous is basically love is love. We could just I'ma just love who I want to
Everybody.
love. You could just love who
Who
you
you
want to
wanna love, and
When
it's
we
okay.
want to love each other, we can
All
love
right.
each other. It just sounds selfish. Like you just like
That's for the streets.
Like-
It's for the
but
streets.
this is what's out
They
there
just put
now.
it
Let me tell you, for
different
me,
name.
if that works for them, that works for them.
I agree.
It doesn't work for me.
Me
I'm
either.
very like,
Love.
if we love each other, we love each other. That's
For
it.
real.
I know 10 years.
And if he can't deal with that,
10
then
years.
move on, keep it moving.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like but so it's like just so many choices out there for
Way too much choices.
what
But that's
you
even in
need
the
to
younger
do.
generation. If you hear them talk, I think that's where everybody's kind of heading because they like,
Yes.
what's wrong with that? Like what?
Well,
we-
for them, remember they was like kind of because now they like force feed a lot of stuff now in cartoons stuff like that. So they kind of for them and they're growing up seeing it in cartoons. Oh, that's
think-
okay. It's normal.
You think that's the issue? I
Yeah,
mean,
I feel like- I feel like for them-
runner ran away from a coyote and got hit. I wasn't thinking things like I don't think it's cartoons. I just think
No,
the
I
way
think
the world
too.
is.
Yeah, in
what
the
they
society
seeing, right.
because
Right.
you know, like we see is more out open and it's free choice. Anything how you ever want to live. But I get it why they don't be as shocked as us because us growing up, you know, if you had I had a aunt who was I know that she was a lesbian, but we never
Right.
said it. That
Right.
was nothing that you ever said. She lived with her friend. That's it.
That was her friend,
That was her friend. But
Yeah.
growing up, you didn't know that was
No.
her. You know, her lover. You didn't know that growing up. Now the kids be like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. That's okay."
And it's just everything is just so one click. Like everything is just so accessible for you to get. So it's like when I hear you guys talk about, I just want what I want, I'm not settling. All right, let me find what's the app for that? Let me find your man. What this app?
Yeah, oh
It's
boy.
not black people. It's like
April,
let
the
me
apps
find
are not
app.
working.
The
Apps
FYI.
no, you need you need to you need
The
like,
apps are not working.
You a build a man. You need to build a man
Sometimes I feel like
or
it.
build
with
a
my top
woman.
five.
That's
If
the
I
way
could
it
take,
is.
if I could take pieces of my
Of
top
people and put
five
them together?
and put them together, I would.
And that's a lot of people that I know who are dating. They have one person for
For the food
different
guy.
things.
No, I don't. First of all, let me explain something to you.
She
I
can
can
buy
feed
her own
myself,
food.
and I can buy my own food because I've been trauma where a guy told me that 2 terrible dates that made me. I stopped dating for like a year and a half. Remember I told you. One, we were eating, chilling, just talking. I've been dating this guy for like 2 months. This is when I'm exclusively dating. I only dating one person, like an idiot. Exclusively dating him for 3 months. We spoke all the time. No signs of anything crazy. This man's wife and 3-month-old baby came walking through their restaurant because she had a tracker on his car.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
It's like a Tyler Perry
Listen,
movie.
I didn't date for a long time after that because I'm just like, oh my God. But after that, I realized, you know what? This is your problem. You need to have a couple of options, especially you don't know these people. You have no idea what you're doing. I met my husband when I was 15, and we got married really young. We were like in our 21 or something like that when we got married. So I don't know these people. I don't know anything about dating. I need to really date. You need to date.
Date yourself.
I've been dating myself.
That's
he
what you
he,
need to
he
do.
had some time to date.
Oh,
himself.
yes.
I definitely had some time. I went to a therapist, honey. I was like, listen, I need some therapy
For real.
before I go out there and date these people.
For real, because it won't happen to you. You won't fall head over heels for somebody that quickly. When you fall in love with yourself, you won't allow things like that to happen. You won't
Right.
allow a woman who is less than what they're supposed to be for you to come into your life because you love yourself. Date yourself. When you are good, the universe will send you the woman that's supposed to be with you.
Universe, I'm ready.
Or Instagram.
Don't be on Facebook.
Universe,
I
I'm
just
ready.
feel like, especially for me, I have in my family, I haven't really seen, it's sad, like a lot of successful marriages. So off the top of my head, I'm on defense, right? And then I started to do stuff like I seen them do, and I'm like, oh no, this done crashed me. Okay, no. But being that my husband is West Indian, I think he's doing the same thing. So like we're just like
Exactly.
all the time. I'm like, I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to do it. I don't care if you seen your mother do it. I don't want to do it that way.
Exactly.
Or now it's the fact that, well, you think you could do everything by yourself, then go ahead and do it. And I'm like, no. That's not what I got married for. No. So, we're both kind of learning still what our positions are, like what's comfortable. And, even you get your family members or your moms, and that is a big no when you get your parents or whomever's telling you like, well, I wouldn't let him do this if I was you. And then that when I was younger, that got to me, and I was like, yeah, that's
you're
me,
right,
right?
right.
I'm not gonna let him do that. And it really didn't bother me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I met him like that. If I met him with this group of whatever, but then now I'm like, okay, like we're a little grown now. I've been with you for over 20 years. We're a little grown now. I don't want to party no more. You still partying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
you hit those 10 years, you've been a long time. So you hit two
yeah, I had two
changes.
changes. Right.
two changes, and you feel like that he didn't hit any changes, which could happen too.
I mean, he has, but it's like really slow. I'm gonna give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing kind of little changes, but then I'm like, damn, it ain't fast enough for me because I'm ready to, like, let's move on to the next phase.
Yeah.
Like, let's go, because our daughter's grown now. Our daughters, because he has a daughter as well. They're grown. They're gonna be doing their own thing. So I don't want to be. I want to travel the world. Do you want to travel the world? Like, let's go. Like, that's where I'm at right now. But who knows? Let's see. I'm gonna take a page out of the Hogan's book and see how it goes. I'm trying to be as maybe I'm very harsh with communication.
It takes two to communicate.
Yeah.
It takes two to communicate. And, you know, you
Communication.
can't, I had to take a look at myself and think about how I was communicating with him, what that made him feel like, and why he was so defensive. Like, people are not defensive. Like, who defends themselves when they don't have to? It's like, what did I do to begin with to make him feel like he needed to defend himself against me, you know? So, and those things that did happen, then I have to find a way to heal those wounds that I inflicted to begin with, because I'm the person who did it, or we need to figure out who did it so that you could deal with. That's where counseling comes into place, because I might not be the person who inflicted the wounds, and I'm just getting
the
backlash from it. And you know, so
But even like you told me maybe not too long ago, it's like I wasn't nice to you in the beginning of our relationship, and she actually apologized for that particular time, and I'm like, nah, but and then she started reminding me of certain things, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I do. I
remember now.
saying this and
Okay.
saying that, and me being on the defensive and saying that, you know, you could just go and, you know, just being so angry and not wanting to deal with it, and now I look back on it, I'm saying to myself, like, yeah, but it's part of the growth. We had to grow as a couple. We had to. It was just so much put on us in the beginning. Like, we met, within a year we were married, had a child, you know, like April said, new job. You know, I had these.
So that's within a year.
within a year.
We just,
Yeah.
I was telling her, I said,
Wait. What about doing that is wrong? Because they're mad
But
in the.
it's-
Oh yeah, the state
I
is
mean,
together.
it's different, yeah. It's not, we were just,
I
I
mean,
was
yeah,
telling
because
April,
it's
we
kind
just
of
had
like
our first date,
one size
yeah.
don't fit all.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're realizing going in that you're going in too fast, and then the red flags are presenting themselves after you're already head over heels, now you slow your pace so that you can try to find the red flags before you get head over heels. Got it?
I didn't
Got
expect us, you know, I didn't expect to meet her. This is something, I wasn't looking for a relationship, and then
Oh, they say that's the best time.
that's,
Things
I
happen,
wasn't
right?
looking. It was just someone that said, "Hey, you want to meet my friend?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Sure, why not?"
And that was in like the 2000s. So
2003.
you know, you guys remember that song, I Got Hoes?
Yes.
In different area codes. So I was trying to have some area codes, you know?
Like I put that under my belt, and here comes Mr. Charm and slip me up my feet.
I was doing, you know, I had to have a
Top
top five.
Right.
They needed to be in different area codes because I
We
wanted
used
to
to sing that song
travel.
all the time.
Okay, top 5.
Top five. I mean, it doesn't even have to be that way. But even if you, because I have a couple of people, but that I haven't been calling back. So I have one person that I'm dating
More than the others.
more than anyone else. He's a really, really nice guy because he's gonna listen to this. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. But he's gonna listen to it. But he's a really nice guy. But we don't get to see each other.
Potential.
You can't handle top
We
five.
gon'
You might
we
wanna
gonna
do
talk
top
about
three.
that off.
I gotta do a top 3.
We'll talk about that off the
the
thing.
record.
Yes. But really nice guy, and I enjoy our time together, and he makes me be me because I'm such a sarcastic smartass. So he lets me do that, and I enjoy that. I'm able to be myself fully all the time when I'm with him. So I do like
So is he
that.
moving into like a more serious kind of?
Ooh,
No.
he might be.
Can we talk about that?
No,
All right,
we on
so
talk right now. Yep.
The main thing is that he has a younger child. His child is 3, and I'm not asking him not to, put his child over him. But for me, for right now, I would like more time. So I'm like, last month when I saw him maybe twice. Okay. And then same thing for this month, maybe saw him one
So you
time.
gotta be like understanding, cause he
Right, so I'm fully
like little kids.
fully understanding because his child is 3, so I'm not trying to be like that, but I would
You want like a once a week. You want to move up once a week.
at least, even if it could be that way. But I get it. So I get it. I can't.
You're not gonna be around for long.
I didn't say that.
I'm just letting you
I
know.
didn't say that.
Just
but
talking to the mic.
my thing is that's why I keep the options, because I get it. I would never act, because I wouldn't do that for anybody else, my kids. But they're older now where they don't need me as much. So I want to be out. I like to try new. I always be sending stuff to Crystal like, let's do this. But Crystal have a husband. She don't always want to do stuff with me. Tamika have a boyfriend. She don't always want to do stuff with me.
She's lying. I go out with her all the time.
She does, but I'm just saying,
Yes,
like,
you do.
and when they do go out as couples, I don't always want to be the wheel. You know what I mean?
The wheel of the bus go round.
That's the hard part.
That's why they don't invite me no place, because I'm always the will.
Oh.
Oh
Y'all gotta
gosh,
expect- but
cut
isn't
it
that
out.
funny?
We
It's like, you
have
gotta
to
find,
wrap
like-
up soon, but I just want to say, just give us one thing that you know about love, what you want love for yourself or relationship. What's one thing you would tell people?
And my grandmother said, just be happy. Be happy who you with, and for the moment, live in the moment.
What would you say? What would you say?
Just learn to love. Sometimes you just gotta let go and just let love. Sometimes just open your heart, let it come in.
April.
Always be each other's friends. As long as I feel like as long as you stay friends, you'll be good.
Definitely self-love. Like April said earlier, if once you know who you are, then you'll be open to what love is really supposed to be. So love yourself first, always.
And I would say, let your relationships be the way you want it to be and not what
Yes.
everybody else tells
No
you.
hashtag
Right.
goals.
Right.
No hashtag.
No hashtag
that.
goals.
None of that.
But love is beautiful.
Yes,
And
it
I
is.
thank all you guys for coming on. And see you next time.
Thank you for having us.
Check out the YouTube show. Wait, let me turn the